morning. This is Kelland on the go. News and weather as you start your day.
A report of gunshots brought police to a northern Sioux Falls neighborhood on Monday morning. Officers believe one man was firing a gun in the area of 10th Avenue and Benson Road.
A number of SWAT and other law enforcement vehicles also responded to the area, as well as the Unified Incident Command Post. A man was arrested around 1 o'clock Monday afternoon without incident. No injuries have been reported. Sioux Falls police are hoping surveillance video helps them track down a drive-by shooter.
A man was walking along 14th Street early Sunday morning when a car drove by and someone pointed a gun out the window. Police say the man started running and ended up being shot twice, once in the torso and once in the arm.
Our victim may have been in some type of altercation, and so this may have been some kind of retaliation. That's kind of one of the things they're looking at, but we just don't have a whole lot of information at this point.
The victim is expected to be okay. As of Monday morning, police did not have any suspects. Bond is set at $50,000 cash only for a Sioux Falls rape suspect. Sioux Falls police say a group was at an apartment on the east side of the city near the intersection of I-229 and East 10th Street.
Investigators say once everyone left, Stephen Gillespie strangled and raped a 34-year-old woman. Monday in court, a prosecutor said the victim had bruising and bite marks all over her body, and her child was the one who called 911. Police arrested Gillespie for rape and assault. Wildlife officers are searching for a couple of coyotes at the outdoor campus in Sioux Falls. It seems the coyotes got a little too close to a woman walking with her dogs over the weekend.
The woman picked up her pets and ran. She reported that the coyotes chased her for a while. So now officers are using traps to try and catch the coyotes.
The coyotes in town, they are kind of docile. They like to be around trees and wooded areas, but if they do start coming into your yards, trying to play with your pets or trying to attack your animals, then you need to contact animal control.
If you cross paths with a coyote, the best way to scare them off is to make yourself look as big as possible and slowly back away. Running can trigger their predatory instincts and make it more likely they would attack.
Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Brian Carsons. Looks like a warm one out there, Brian.
It sure does. 80-degree weather, very common across the region. Also, that veil of smoke continues in the air. You can see the latest analysis on that. Dissension of smoke from those Canadian wildfires, and especially true in the western part of South Dakota. It's a little thicker there. The numbers today, well, we're in the 80s here. We've got even 90 is showing up in Sisseton, 85 in Aberdeen, 87 in Pierre. We'll take another look at weather coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Brian. In Minnesota, a bill that passed in the legislature could essentially kill the proposed Sanford-Fairview merger.
The bill would expand the power of the Minnesota Attorney General's office to oversee large-scale transactions like this one when it comes to healthcare facilities.
I'm so violently opposed to letting the hammer of the AG's office possibly get in the way of reasonable transactions for organizations that are committed to serving the people of Minnesota.
Somebody has to be the arbiter. Somebody has to look out for the public interest. And I think it is entirely appropriate for that somebody to be the Attorney General, who is, after all, the people's lawyer.
The bill now goes to the governor for his signature. In a statement to KELOLAND News, Sanford Health said it will comply with new requirements if the bill is signed into law. The statement goes on to say Sanford remains confident in the benefits of the merger for patients and communities. A book signing in Sioux Falls Monday night featured a local author and financial services professional who is losing his ability to speak due to a rare brain disorder.
46-year-old Tim Scott, a Chester, South Dakota native, is the author of American Boy, a recently released book about him and his condition he's been battling that came on unexpectedly 3 years ago.
Speech is my superpower, and the fact that it's getting taken away from me is devastating.
He's just showing people how to live like we should have always been doing. So even though the superpower of the speech has gone away or is going away, he's leaving a legacy of all kinds of things, which is part of what the book is, the legacy that he's leaving for his kids and his grandkids.
When Tim was diagnosed, he even recorded himself reading books so that someday his grandkids will get to hear Grandpa Tim reading them stories. If you'd like to learn more about the book or buy it, there's a link with to his website attached to this story on KELOLAND.com. Parking meters in downtown Sioux Falls are changing.
The city plans to upgrade many meters from a 2G to a 4G platform. The upgrade will change how users can pay.
Instead of using the meter to pay, you would use your own device to pay, and it allows us to do it in a very cost-effective manner, and it allows us to have a bigger footprint.
The city will need to select a contract with an application provider before the changes are complete. Digital reporter Ray Yost digs into the changes in the KELOLAND.com original story here on our website right now. That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, weather forecast as we look at the setup the next few days. Kind of the same talking points that we've had lately. We've got warm numbers in the afternoon. We basically have low or zero chances of rain for some of us. As we look at the layout going forward, here's the setup. We've got a stationary boundary far southern North Dakota. That may trigger a little rain tonight that way. There's also a slim chance of a couple of renegade showers and thunder showers into the Black Hills. I would argue tomorrow that boundary kind of reorients itself there throughout eastern South Dakota. We could make an argument for a couple of cells that pop up there, but it just doesn't look too organized at this point in time. And then everything just kind of stays to our north and west. The pattern is very locked in. We got this big, large area of high pressure to our east, and that basically blocks everything from moving in from the west. So you're going to see a lot of rain in Kansas. You're going to see rain in parts of Nebraska, western South Dakota. Thursday, our chance of rain is about 40% in Rapid City. And it looks to me like this pattern will repeat on Friday. There'll be more rain, showers, thunderstorms scattered there across the Rockies. But you try to head into eastern South Dakota and anywhere east, and it gets harder and harder to buy a rain shower. And that's just kind of the setup here going into Memorial Day weekend. It'll be the same cycle pretty much all the way through that time period, which, as you can imagine, is going to set up quite a difference on precipitation the next 10 days. You've got soaking wet weather from Kansas into Oklahoma and northern Texas, and then the Great Lakes, very dry. So that's how the month of May is going to finish up, and probably early June begins. We'll see what changes after that, but that's what we're at right now. Forecast high today, mid-80s, Watertown, middle 80s also for Aberdeen. Sioux Falls area 83, and Rapid City 83 with that 20% chance of rain. Sioux Falls, we're keeping things dry. 80s for highs, lows at night, middle to upper 50s will be pretty common. Aberdeen, about the same trend. Not much different on temperatures by the weekend. Still in the upper 70s to low 80s. Lows at night, mainly in the upper 50s to around 60 degrees. Here in central South Dakota, we're looking at middle to upper 80s Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. A little cooler with that 20 to 30% chance of rain sneaking in at times here in the central. But I would still argue the Black Hills will be better on the chances of rain and more frequent chances of rain. And as a result, highs will tend to slip down into the low to mid 70s toward the end of the week. Check out more details on your weather right here online at KELOLAND.com.